Well, today we are going to try to upgrade the propellers on Latitude Adjustment. The existing propellers are two-bladed fixed pitch propellers, and when you're sailing you keep the engines in idle and the propellers spin on the shaft. It seems okay, it adds a little bit of drag to the boat, but if we're surfing down waves or stuff, it's pretty noisy, and the manufacturer does not recommend putting the engines in reverse to lock the propellers down. So we think we're going to put on some brand new Gori folding propellers. Let me show you one of these. So this is a folding propeller. So you can see from the side when it's folded, the shaft will go right on this end here, and let me get the box out of the way. So the shaft will go on this end here, and when you're sailing, this is all the propeller that's hanging out the back. And when you put the motor on and put it in gear, the propellers open up. See this? So the propellers open up, and it should work in forward and reverse just fine. I think they're going to be a good fit. They're really nice looking propellers. They're a little bit larger diameter than the existing propellers, but a little bit less pitch in the prop. And the manufacturer says this should be a good match for our boat and the engines that are in the boat. We're going to try to put these propellers on in the water, so we're not going to haul the boat out. So in order to do that, we're going to take the old cotter pin out with a pair of pliers or cutters. We're going to take the old prop nut off with a crescent wrench and a pipe wrench. We're going to check the shaft threads to make sure that this nut fits on the shaft correctly. Then we're going to use the propeller puller to pull the old propeller off. We're next going to use a little bit of Scotch-Brite, clean up the shaft a little bit, and make sure that we don't drop the little keyway, because we have to reuse that keyway to fit on the new propeller shaft. So once that's cleaned up, we might lightly grease the shaft or the keyway, and then we'll slide the new hub on. Then we'll put the new locking nut onto the end of the shaft in there. Then we will use the socket with the breaker bar on it to tighten that up nicely. And while we're tightening that up, we may have to use the pipe wrench on the shaft to keep the shaft from spinning. I'm not sure about that, but we will play that by ear once we're in the water. Once we get the hubs securely attached, we're going to go one blade at a time, putting the blade into the body of the hub, and then we will put the pin in to lock the hub in. We will flip it over and put the other blade into the hub, and they lock together, and we'll use the pin and put that side in. Once we have all the blades attached, then we're going to use a small Allen wrench and lock down these set screws right here. Lock down these set screws right here to lock the pins for the blades, and we're going to lock down the set screw right here for the shaft. And that should be a fairly easy job to do underwater, as long as we don't drop anything. Every one of these parts are not readily available locally, so if we drop any one piece, that might be the end of the project, and we'll have to put the old blades back on until we get replacement parts. Now, since we're on a catamaran, we have to do this twice. We're going to take one side apart, put the new blade on. Once we're happy that it's installed correctly, then we have a second box and another propeller to do the exact same process.
Next time on Latitude Adjustment Sailing. If you enjoy our videos, please give us a like and subscribe.